Hello, my makeup loving friends. So it's gone quite late into January, and I've kind of left this go a little bit further or longer than I technically should have, but whatever, we're here. We're nearing the end of January, and I need to talk about my Team Project Pan, which makes it sound like it's like Team Rocket or something. It's not. I know, very neutral makeup, it's a thing. A video is coming on that. Will we just start straight into it? If you've watched, this is essentially a continuation of my project plan from December, because I know a lot of people renew their project plans come January, but I figured I might as well continue along with what I have been doing. If you know, I don't have any eyeshadows in my team project pan because I get very bored using the same things over and over again. That's eyeshadow wise. Not for the rest of my face. Happy to use the same things over and over for the rest of the face, with the exception of lipstick. There's no lipstick in my project pan. That's just how I am. So we'll get straight into it. One of the first things I have is a primer. Okay. I had this, it's the Becca Velvet Blurring Primer. There we go, and it's gone. It's gone. That is panned. I was talking about that I think I just entered it into my Team Project Pan last project pan, or maybe the project pan before. It did not last very long. I didn't really see it do anything. I can't really recommend that. I feel like I didn't really get enough like product out of that. It wasn't fantastic. In terms of eye concealer, I have been using the Benefit Some Kind of Gorgeous in the shade Medium, which isn't a good shade for me in terms of concealer. It's far too dark, but you can see I've made really good progress on that. But that is some pan. Yeah. That is some pan. I'm quite pleased with that. I also have eyeliner. This, you can see I've really made a good dent on. That's almost gone. That's maybe 2 or 3 more months left on the black side. I can't even see as to what shade that used to be. I think it was like Perversion or something. And then I have a brown over here, which is Demolition. And again, I'm really kind of getting to grips with that one as well, so yay me. I have a mascara, which is the Soap and Glory Thick and Fast. Still using this. I can't imagine there's much of it left, and anyways, I've been using this for about a month and a half, so I won't really be using it for that long, maybe another month and a bit. I know that it says, you know, the life is 6 months, but I have quite sensitive eyes, so I find that even 6 months is a little bit too long. Like leaving it 5 months is dicing with death. I don't want to be doing that. And I don't know why I'm doing that particular weird accent, but that's where we are now. I also have, what else do I have? Yes, I have foundation, and I have been using the Hourglass Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation in the shade Alabaster. It is now to here. I'm making fairly steady progress on that, but I have been using other foundations in the last while, so probably not as much as I could have on that. I have an Anastasia Beverly Hills Stick Foundation in the shade, I think it's Mink. Yeah, and you can kind of see there, there's about half an inch of it gone. I use that mostly like for contouring, you know, to try and make it look like I got some cheekbones and general shading, etc. I have concealer as well. It's the NARS in Chantilly. I've been using that very consistently, but the thing is, a small bit goes a really long way, so I won't be hitting on pan on that for quite some time. That is a really darn good investment, in my opinion. I have my Laura Mercier setting powder. It's really hard to tell where I am with that. It looks like the powder is settling at about there, but I can't really tell, and I kind of don't want to remove the casing thing in case I can't get it back on, because that just seems like that's how my life would go, if I'm honest. I have a couple of highlighters and a couple of blushes because I'm a bit weird, and I was like, right, I might as well have a few. I'll start with the blushes. I'll start with this one. ColourPop Super Shock Cheek in the shade Prenup, and I already had hit pan on that, but I think you can see there is a good chunk of pan on that. I'm quite happy in terms of my progress on that. Similarly with my other Super Shock Cheek Shadow in the shade of Drop of a Hat, which is really, it's a gorgeous colour. You can also see I've hit very significant pan on that as well. Like there's a good divot out of that, so I'm quite happy. I have an unknown blush. It is that old. I definitely remember buying it when I was an undergrad. I think that would have been about 2009. I know. Don't judge me. Let's not talk about that. But it is a blush in the shade called Bashful. It has like a clear plastic. Oh god, you can't even see because the light is so reflective. It has a clear plastic packaging, sort of like how the new MAC products are going. So they're really going back into the noughties. And as you can see, there is pretty significant pan on that. I'm quite pleased. I had hit pan on that beforehand, but it's dispersing. I have loads of highlighters because I'm extra, so why not? I will start off first. I have this Benefit What's Up highlighter. It probably isn't the best match for me. It definitely isn't the best match for me, but what I've been doing is after I put on primer, I put on a bit of highlight before I put on my foundation, and it kind of mixes in with it. It's what I'm doing. But you can see I've a bit gone, but it's very, very slow progress on this. Very, very, very slow progress. I also have the Benefit High Beam. There isn't a huge amount of that left. I'm storing it upside down just so I can get the last few bits, because I do actually really like this. I think it's a gorgeous looking highlighter on me. It's very pinky toned, but yeah, there really isn't a lot left on that, so we're near in the end. I have two ColourPop Super Shock highlighters. I have the shade Fire, which is probably too dark for me. It's quite gold. And I like to think that, you know, if I had a tan, it might look good on me, but I never have a tan, let's be real. But you can see I have a decent amount of pan in there as well. I've been digging into that. And I also have my On the Cusp one. And again, I think this is probably a slightly better shade for me, but I really dug into that. You can see a good amount of pan, so, you know, well done me. I also have a sort of a colour corrector here. It's the Naked Skin Urban Decay, and it's in the shade Green. You can kind of see, I hope. Yes, there we go. That there is a good chunk of it gone. I don't know how many more uses I'll have out of that, but I find it really useful because I have quite pinkish skin and I need to kind of neutralise that to a certain extent. What else do I have left? Oh yes, I always use a powder on my skin face because I just, in addition to like I use the Laura Mercier setting powder for like my concealer, but I like to shove a bit of powder over the rest of my face because I'm a bit paranoid that it'll go. I had really like beyond hit pan last month, and this is where I am with it now. Like I basically smashed all around the corners to just kind of get the product out, because I was like, I need to try and pick it up with a brush a little bit better. So I can't see that lasting that much longer. I have a brow pencil here. It is you can't even read it anymore, it's all completely gone off it. It is the Soap and Glory Archery Brow, and let's see how much, that's how much I have left. Yeah, so just a few more uses left of that. By the way, I think this is a really great dupe for the MAC brow pencil for about a little less than half the price. Actually, probably more. Yeah, probably somewhere between a half and a third of the price. I'd really recommend it. I find it really good. What else? Oh, final thing is setting spray. I can't tell how much I have left of this, but I've of course been using this pretty darn frequently. Still have some left, but that is essentially it. So for this week, or not this week, this month, I have gotten rid of one particular item. I'm not really sure what I'm going to replace it with yet. I have a lot of primers that I will potentially use, so I will feed back in next month and let you know what I settled on and how my progress is on that. But that is essentially it. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe, all that general jazz. Let me know how you're getting on in terms of panning things, or are you trying to pan things? I'm trying to be sensible. It's difficult. But let me know what you guys think, and I will see you guys in the next video. Bye.